Have you ever tried to change someone's mind, or you felt like you were talking to a wall? Or maybe you had that quiet moment when you realized you might be wrong, but still couldn't let go of your belief. A few years ago, I found myself in a heated argument with my close friend. I was convinced I was right. Every argument that I felt logical, every point solid. But the more I tried to explain my perspective, the more our conversation fell apart. Later that night, I was thinking about the conversation that I had with my friend, when suddenly something uncomfortable hit me. I realized that I hadn't really been fully listening to him. I was just waiting for my turn to speak. Even when he made a really great point, I dismissed it almost automatically. Not just because he was wrong, but it didn't fit what I believed in. That moment made me realize that changing perspective is not just about giving new ideas. It's about challenging much deeper. Our perspectives are connected to our identity, how we were raised, and sometimes letting go of these beliefs means losing a part of ourselves. Good morning, everyone. Today I would like to speak about a topic that affects all of us. Why is it hard for people to change their perspective? We often hear phrases like keep an open mind, see things from another point of view. While this might sound simple, but in reality changing perspective can be one of the hardest things to do. But why? First, our perspective are deeply connected to our identity. From a young age, we are shaped by our culture, family, education, and personal experiences. This influences build the foundation of how we see the world. When someone challenges our perspective, it can feel as though they're challenging who we are. For example, when figures like Martin Luther King Jr. spoke about racial equality, many people resisted. Not just because they disagreed, but because accepting his message would require them to think about long-held beliefs about society. Sometimes challenging perspective can feel uncomfortable because it forces us to question what we thought was certain. Second, our brains prefer consistency. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. We naturally seek for information that supports what we already believe in. In this digital world, it is even more common. Social media platforms and outlets often show us information that aligns with our existing views, reinforcing them instead of challenging them. As a result, we became even more confident in our opinions, if they're flawed or incomplete. Third, fear plays a powerful role here. Changing perspective means admitting that we might have been wrong. For many people, it can feel embarrassing or threatening. It requires humility and courage to say, I need to think about this. Fear of judgment can also stop us. Many people are worried about losing respect, status, or belonging within a group. Another important reason is emotional attachment. Perspectives are not always based purely on fact. They are based on our emotions. If someone had a painful experience, his overall view on this point is going to be shaped by that pain. Logic alone may not be enough to change. Emotions can be stronger than evidence. Finally, changing perspective takes effort. It requires listening carefully, thinking critically, and sometimes stepping outside our comfort zone. But in this fast-paced world when people are usually busy and distracted, people simply do not take time to deeply reflect on their beliefs. However, while it is difficult, it's not impossible. History shows that society can evolve, individuals can grow. Progress happens when people are willing to see differently. In conclusion, people struggle to change their perspective because of identity, fear, effort, and confirmation bias. But if we want to build understanding, solve conflicts, and build and grow as individuals, we might change our own thinking. True wisdom lies in not always being right, but in trying to see differently. Thank you for your careful attention.